Sir Frank Williams in 1977 formed one of the most historic privateer Formula One teams of all time, the self-titled Williams F1 team. From 1977 onward, there have only been three perennial teams on the grid, those being Ferrari, McLaren, and Williams. In 1979, Williams won their first race with Clay Regazzoni. In 1980, they won their first Constructors' Championship with that year's Drivers' Champion Alan Jones with his teammate Carlos Reutemann. Williams have won the Constructors' Championships 9 times and the Drivers' Championship 7 times, the final of those both coming in 1997. Williams started off the 21st century with 10 wins between 2001 and 2004 to bring their win total to 113 wins. Unbeknownst to everyone, since the finale of the 2004 season, Williams would only have one more victory at the 2012 Spanish Grand Prix. This historic organization has taken a fall from its glamorous past at the top of the podium, but we will attempt to right this ship on Motorsport Manager with the F122 mod. Welcome to Williams' Return to Glory. I join you from the team selection screen, where we see that we have Williams with the worst car, worst driver pairing, and also really bad sponsorship. This is the F122 mod. I have messed with it a little bit. Red Bull and Ferrari are first and second. In the original mod, I believe Red Bull and Mercedes were the top dogs. I've got McLaren a little bit close to Mercedes, but I didn't feel comfortable kind of messing with stuff too much. I just kind of swapped a lot of the values for the teams. So yeah, also Haas, not the worst team, because Williams is the worst by far. This is going to be a bit of a long haul. Williams starts off with very poor equipment, and yeah, it's going to be a grind. If we get points in this season, it'll probably be in the second half and probably during some sort of mixed weather situation. So let's get started. Alright, so joining you from the main screen, you see we have Alex Albon and we have Nicholas Latifi. If I go and look at the teams, one of the other things I messed with is I do have Kevin Magnussen. In the original mod, Magnussen is at Peugeot in the WEC. I switched that around, but I'm going to do my emails real quick. So, glad to have you as my new boss. Welcome. Targets for 2022 season. We have to go 10th. I'd be skeptical about 9th, but 8th just seems far-fetched. 3-stage qualifying, got it. And pit crew, got it. Alright, so from the pit crew screen, you see that we have the best pit crew. I'm going to try to maintain that, but we're going to look at some of the guys here. Specifically, if they have higher stats. I guess we have a modifier of some sorts that changes or adds kind of 2 points to ability, so we are going to swap that guy in, and we now have a perfect pit crew. I'm going to get rid of this guy. I'm trying to build up kind of a decent reserve pile. This guy's pretty good. And we're going to reject these two. One of the things I'm also going to adjust is the budget. We're going to always save a lot for next year. That's always the smartest thing to do when you're trying to kind of build yourself up through season to season. So we'll do that. We're going to jump over to the sponsors and we're going to see what we have available. This gives us more per race, and it's a 6 less deal. This just looks terrible. So we're going to go with some weird company I've never heard of before, Rich Energy. That is sarcasm. If you don't know who Rich Energy is, you should go look them up. So, as I mentioned before, our drivers, Albon, Latifi. We have our reserve driver, Jack Aitken. I'm going to just hold on to these guys for the meantime, and we're going to kind of just see what Latifi can do. I will kind of weigh our options, and I'm going to try to not be, super unrealistic and try to hire Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton for the second season. So we have two of the best drivers on the grid fighting for like 18th. So, yeah, looking at the driver market, some of the drivers available that are, you know, not in a F1 seat are, you've got Hulkenberg. I like him, but he is getting up there in age. Giovinazzi, he really should be on the grid in some capacity. I really thought he was going to get that second Haas seat there for a minute. You got Nick DeVries. You've got Oscar Piastri, who's linked with the second Williams seat for next year. You got Callum Ilott, who currently is racing for Juncos and IndyCar. That's a really cool aspect of the mod is it turns the GT ladder into a IndyCar ladder. You got Robert Schwartzman. Got Danny Kvyat. I don't think he would be considered. I wouldn't really consider him for the second seat. Got Liam Lawson for Red Bull. I don't know why I start him. You got Dan Ticktum, currently unemployed, and I intend to not employ him. You got David Beckman. He's not somebody we're going to look at. I think we've gone a little bit too far. But yeah, no, second season, try to be realistic with it. If you look at our favorites at the moment, we'll try to kind of make a decision next year when we switch, or if we do switch engine suppliers. If we do stay with Mercedes, I might consider someone like Nick DeVries, who really should be in F1 as well. Callum, really talented. Ferrari Jr., another guy who should be in F1. Yeah, I think we'll weigh our options depending on who we pick for engines next year and kind of who makes sense. I do think Albon is a good person to hold on to for the time being. All right, heading over to our staff, we currently have 4-star, almost 4-star, and an almost 4-star. I'm going to just clear house here. I'm going to try to get a designer, currently unemployed, who I can slot in as our chief engineer, just so we have just someone with a lot of expertise who we can just kind of lean on to give us good parts. And the same goes with race mechanics. Wages, for some reason, at the beginning of this mod aren't much, so we can kind of just hire whoever and then deal with the consequences. So Aldo Costa is the highest one up. Paddy Lowe is a little too low. I'm going to just see if there's maybe another person here we can consider. I think we got to go with Aldo. Let's kind of look at his bonuses here. Build time -1 day. He's not got great components, but he's solid whole way around, so we're going to approach him. Alright, we'll give him max out, this. In first place, max bonus. No, he says he doesn't care about bonus, but this is just like pennies on the dollars for our current budget. So, we'll send him that. Race engineers. So, we've got Simone Rene. Give him a like. Rob Schmedley, Andrea Stella. I do think we'll just send one to Simon. He's just good all around. Cares about the money. Multi-year contract. Not interested in a big signing on fee. We'll give you one anyways. We'll just kind of max this out because these wages are really, really low. I believe in the original game, you'd kind of be looking at about $40,000, $50,000, $60,000. Get up to the more high tier ones, you're giving them more towards $100,000, if I remember that correctly. So yeah, these are very cheap for the time being, so I will take advantage of that. Andreas Stella. We're gonna approach him mainly because he's got a better performance stat. I'm pretty sure applies to the race day performance. So we're gonna keep that 3-point gap he has to the other guy we were looking at. Once again, first place, because we're not gonna hit that for a long time. And if we do hit that first season, it would most likely be in. It could be in qualifying. You never know. Get a rainy session where you go out at the right time. Alright, so from the HQ tab, we're going to look at our new buildings that we have available to us. Yeah, screw it. We'll go with a test track. We'll look at some of these buildings, see which ones look like the most sense. I'm gonna just... These are really important. And just to kind of get those extra part slots. So getting these like early just kind of quickens up the process. I could wait, but I'm just gonna do it. This might put us in a bit of a bad situation later in the year, but we're gonna attempt to just kind of fast track stuff and try to get things going. So from the part tab, we are going to look at kind of where we are with our parts overall. That's kind of indicative of kind of where they are in real life, kind of sort of give or take a position or two. Engine worst, gearbox 9th, but it's showing like halfway, so we're close enough there. I think brakes right now we're the furthest behind kind of the average. Front wing we're behind, rear wing we're behind. Looking at the tracks on the grid, seeing a lot of brake are important until we get to about this part in the season. Takes all the way till Monza. Oh, it's unfortunate they got Sochi in here. Ew. I think we might just go for brakes, just because they're the quickest part to make outside of rear wing. We are behind in the rear wing. I think we'll focus on rear wing and brakes. I know we could focus on engine, but that's going to take a long time to kind of get good. So we're going to just focus on making our brakes as good as possible. Alright, so we're going to go deceleration 1. Get 9 days before the race. We'll look at our car currently, kind of see what needs to be fixed reliability-wise. Got like a lopsided gearbox here, which is interesting. I don't know why that is. Yeah, so we'll just go performance on one of the gearboxes here. Alright, so this is the parts allocation that we have at the moment. Kind of having everything thrown to one side. We're going to be a little offset in the front wing, but whoever's got the better gearbox, I'll give whoever has the worst gearbox until we build our second one, the better front wing. Alright, so we've got pretty much everything figured out, so we're going to just start moving forward. We got our contract proposals. Hopefully those get fixed quickly. Yep, offer accepted. Sweet. Aldo Costa is our new head honcho, chief engineer. Alright, contract offer accepted. Simone Rene, got you in. We're gonna replace you. Let him work with Albon. I think that's Albon. With Albon, we've got an interview. Do our interview. Well, you certainly picked a tough task for your first job. Are you expecting to pick up many points this season? A or B? I'll go with A because that's probably the best thing to do. Latifi's down because he knows Albon's the only one that can do it. Be your number one driver, or will you give Latifi a chance to be team leader? Race equally. Boost Latifi back up. The GOAT. In my season preview for Channel 4, I predicted your team to finish 10th in the standings. What do you think about this? I think that's a fair assessment. Your work with the FIA is well known in the motorsport circles. Oh, that's right. We're working as an FIA official because I want to have vote power. So we don't kind of have those situations where we get kind of those weird rules where we're like, yeah, we're going to go reverse grid and, you know, whatever other dumb rule changes I've completely forgot about because I typically play as an FIA official. Outside of this, you are virtually unknown. What is your plan to answer? I may not have a racing background, but I am an expert in management. This will, yeah, we'll go with that one. All right, interview finished. All right, Andrea Stella, or Stea, I don't know. I'm not Italian. Just some ignorant American. Alright, brakes finished. So, we are going to check off that front wing. We are going to focus on the development of this. We are going to also design a new gearbox, just because we really, I guess that might be a problem with me editing the database. I might have not have adjusted one of the values, maybe this one. But yeah, we will design a new gearbox so Latifi and Albon are equal on gearboxes. Or even more even on gearboxes. So, there we go. Alrighty. So, gearbox reliability is done. So we have everyone on this. Got those new brakes in. They're at 1,182. That's 32 better than our old parts. Alright, sponsor-wise, I gotta go with the lowest one. Tire selection. We're gonna go 10, 5, and 5. We might focus on like the softer medium sets of tires, or we can focus on the super soft. But yeah, I will be fast forwarding through practice when we get there. But yeah, so at the moment we are going to give Latifi better brakes so they're both happy, because we gave Albon the better gearbox. And alright, on to the race. Alright, so we join you from practice. Albon and Latifi are going to be our drivers. Like I said before, we're going to focus on... we'll focus on the soft tire just because the race is a little bit more important. I'm going to fast forward through qualifying, so you can kind of just see me try to land perfect setups and whatnot. But yep, we'll go ahead and fast forward. Alright, so practice 1 just finished. Latifi bottom of the board, Albon 14th. None of this really matters. On to qualifying. Alright, so we are going to attempt to try to qualify. I unfortunately was not able to get any super soft practice knowledge, so it's going to be a real uphill fight trying to get our car into the next round of qualifying. So we are going to hopefully make it to the second round, or not, doesn't really matter. We're going to be at the back anyways. So we're going to head out immediately on soft tires when we get going. Albon has a perfect setup, or as perfect as I'm going to try to get it. We're going to just head out immediately, get a lap in with Latifi. And then we are going to time how long it takes Latifi to get from exit of pit to the start-finish line, so we know exactly how long we can wait at the end of practice, so we have optimal track grip at the end. We're going to wait to send out Albon, just so hopefully he can get out there with some more track grip, so we can hopefully get one of the guys out of Q1. So 9:47, so that'll be 2 minutes 13 seconds for us to get somebody completely the whole way around. All right, we'll send out Albon now. Let's see what Latifi can do. 1.7 seconds off already. Seconds. So I said 2 minutes 13, because it started off with 12 minutes. Alright, Albon goes 19th, 3/10 faster, 3/10 off. Mick Schumacher. So 2 minutes 13 is, or 2 minutes 16 is when I'm going to send out Albon, and then I think I'll send out Latifi at like 2 minutes 22. So we're going to fast forward until we hit that mark. Alright, 2 minutes 22. Alright, we're going to send out Latifi. Fresh set of super softs. Alright, likes the setup. And 2 minutes 16. Or 17. 16. Alrighty. Yeah, qualifying is going to be pretty short for us this year. Like I said, I only think we're only going to get out of Q1 in kind of changeable conditions. Unless we have the decent parts and all the crucial categories for a certain track. So yep, finished 4/10 off of 18th place. Alright, so with Q1 finished, we got Max at the top of the board. You got Stroll through. You got Magnussen, Vettel, Mick, Albon, Latifi. And rushing through round 2. Just try to quickly get the result out. And Ocon, Bottas, Show, Tsunoda, and Stroll are out. So let's see how Q3 goes. So Q3, let's see who gets pole. Alright, so Verstappen on pole by 2/10. Alright, so on the grid for the first round at Secure. Got a good setup going here. I got a 33 lap race. Let's look at the tires. So looks like we'll have somebody start on the super softs and then switch to the softs, just so we don't have two drivers on the same strategy. Maybe get a safety car out. It's not worth it to take fuel out. There's not that much of a disadvantage, just for 1 or 2 laps. So we will start Albon on the softs, and then we'll start Latifi on the super softs. Alright, so knowledge, I forgot to select this. Soft tires, race trim. Soft tires, race trim. Let's just double check to make sure Latifi's tire life is going to make it. So like 14 laps, 23 laps. So he should be able to stretch the super softs long enough to where he can make switch over to the softs last to the end of the race. Engine mode, overtake. We're going to push lap 1. I don't like going attack. It just heats up the tires too much. So, on to the race. Alright, your grid. Verstappen, Leclerc, Sainz, Perez, Hamilton, Russell, Norris, Ricardo, Alonso, Pierre, Pierre Gasly, Esteban Ocon, Valtteri Bottas, Guan Yu Zhou, Yuki Tsunoda, Lance Stroll, Kevin Magnussen, Sebastian Vettel, Mick Schumacher, and us, Albon Latifi. Right, the 5 red lights. And away we go. Already behind a little bit. I'm going to try to keep my eye on these tire temperatures the best I can. I'm going to put Albon as soon as I deem he's kind of in a position. I'm going to just put him on the neutrals just so he's not tearing up his tires. These super softs heat up super quickly. I think we did 1 lap with them, or 2 laps in them in practice, and they were already in the red. So yeah, we're gonna put Albon on neutral high, and we're gonna put Latifi on high, and we're just gonna let him push for a little bit longer. Those tires are really getting up there in temperature. All right, we're gonna pause. We're gonna put him on neutral just to kind of hopefully keep the tires cool. Or maybe we have to even conserve, or let's just back up for a little bit. All right, we're gonna switch to conserve. And just these tires are just so finicky with their tire temperatures. You think you can get a couple push laps out of the tires, but you barely can get like 2. We're gonna go neutral with the TP. Got a lot of people starting on the medium tire. I understand the medium tire because it kind of gives you room to kind of push at the end and the temps don't go up all that drastically, but hopefully us just kind of switching between 2 of the softer compounds and being able to, you know, have them last the whole race is going to be beneficial to us. We now have 2 cars behind us that have pitted. I'm going to conserve Latifi just a little bit. I think we're going to make Latifi go 1, maybe 2 more laps. Once we hit a fuel delta of 1 lap, we're going to just put it on neutral. Yep, Albon's tires are starting to get bad. He's got cars behind him, so I will just put him on conserve. Yeah, I think we're just going to pit Latifi in. You know what? I might make Latifi do 1 more lap. Kevin Magnussen has crashed. I'm going to just keep this on the slow speed and hope for a safety car. Okay, don't think we're going to see a safety car. Alright, we're going to let Albon conserve because he's not really racing anybody. Alright, we're going to go medium fuel. Okay, that's just a fuel delta. Alright, now we're going to pit TV for the softs. We're going to go for balanced pit stop. 1 second. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, we're going to let him go neutral on the tires. We're going to let Albon kind of cool his tires off a little bit. If he loses a position here to Gasly, it's not a big problem. This is going to seem weird, but I'm going to put him on conserve immediately just so he can kind of keep him on neutral for a longer period of time. Because we're already very far behind, so. Alright, we're going to put him back on neutral. Albon's at about 43% on his tires. Alright, we're going to put Latifi back on neutral, and that's probably where he's going to be till the end of the race. Alright. We're going to let Albon kind of hold tire temperature for a little bit. He's kind of setting green sectors. Might just be because he's got his tires kind of in the window. He's really quick clicking off good lap times here. Let's say that he does 2 final white sectors. So the tire wear is starting to set in a little bit. I try to make him do 1 more, even if it's just 1 lap on the worn tires. Yeah, we'll let him do 1 more lap. Ricardo's crashed. Alright. Get a safety car, that would be good. Alright. We're gonna pit Albon. I was debating going back onto the softs, because these are gonna not last. Because we got the pace in these, so I'm gonna just put them, double it on the softs. And I'm gonna do exactly what I did with Latifi, but I'm just gonna let him immediately conserve, and we're gonna just put him back on neutral. Gonna bleed some of that heat. $12 laps remaining. Yeah, all we need is just 7 or so retirements. And we'll get points. It's easy. Alright, Guan Yu Zhou crashed. We're getting there. Oh, that sucks for him. He was in the points. He's been very impressive in real life. I thought him coming into the sport was kind of a shame. I thought he wasn't going to be as good as he has been, but he's been doing pretty good this year when his alpha can finish. We will continue. But yeah, you see, we were 10 seconds off of. We were 10 seconds off of next car ahead of us. We've got a 6-second gap to Schumacher. Yeah, this car is just not good, but hopefully we can improve on it over the year. Really keep our fingers crossed going into these races and hope for those mixed weather situations. So we're gonna try something here because we're so far back. We're gonna allow teammate through. We're gonna let him conserve for like a lap, and then we're just gonna let him just push. Just gonna let him push. We're gonna put him on conserve because he's getting kind of low on the tire wear here. Let's just see how fast Albon can go here. I doubt he's gonna make a tangible difference, but so I used to play this game a lot, and I don't remember the tire wear being like this finicky. I don't know if it's a product of this mod or not, but I do remember just kind of knowing like you kind of had these different modes, but not having it be like a crucial aspect to just like surviving. Alright, we're gonna let them race just because it's the fair thing to do. Oh, and our driver lineup. Like I said, if Latifi's doing good, I'm not going to get rid of him until probably the end of the season. I think it's kind of an easy thing to come in and try to hire, better drivers, but uh, I think we should stick with the decisions made for this current year, unless he's just abhorrent. All right, with scrutineering through, you had Magnussen, you had Ricardo, we had Joe all crashing out. We had us finishing 16th and 17th. We're pretty far off of the next closest car. Like I said, not a very good car. You got Vettel, last car in the points. Ocon, 9th. Norris, 8th. 7th, Bottas. 6th, you have Sainz, and he got the fastest lap. Good for him. Kind of must have had some sort of issue or something with Leclerc finishing up top. You got Russell on the podium again, mirroring real life. Yeah, and then you got Hamilton, Perez, in 4th and 5th. Drivers' Championship, same as the finishing result. Your Constructors' Championship, we have Ferrari currently on top. You got Red Bull in 2nd, Mercedes, top 3 dogs. And then you got Alpha, McLaren, Alpine, and Aston Martin. All right, from the team report, we've got a new unlock for Latifi. I like this. Medium tires wear more slowly. That can be pretty beneficial at some tracks with the compounds, so that might be something that works to our favor later. Got 1.5 million income. For those of you interested, I'll keep this in here, but I got Theo Porcher, top of the board. Scroll through points here, or the position. Your team standings for Formula 2. This is your Formula 3 results. Got a Smollier, first place, round 1. And here's your Formula 3, team standings. I wanted to thank everybody for watching. I'm gonna try to do 2 races per episode outside of this one. There's so much stuff that you need to fit into the first episode of every season. So we will try to fit 2 races in next episode. If you liked what you watched, like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTuber stuff, and hope you have a good day.